A quick run through for the recent balance patch. We're starting off with 4 nerfs. Yeah, you heard me correctly, 4 nerfs in total. First up we have the water hollowberry cookie, obviously. So the stun rate gets halved and also the damage gets reduced by 22%. I don't know about you, but I feel like if you have to cut something in half so that it fits, then you didn't measure it the first time correctly. But well, hey, it's good that it's here now. Next up, Molly the Light Mermaid. And Molly now, the passive only works for her teammates but not for yourself anymore. Onimusha Dark is our next nerf, and Onimusha Dark 30% less damage. It's easy as that. He does less damage now. It's good now. He did immense damage anyway. Nephthys users, all people just tell me right now, is this a nerf? Like overall, instead of like definitely giving the silence, it's now 60% activation rate, and exact rate is 80% due to skill activation chance boost. So yeah, wow, what a nerf. That were the nerfs, and now we go to the buffs. And I'm super surprised. All the assassins from the call-up get like touched here, and didn't expect that. But there are a lot, so let's go over the most impactful ones in my opinion. First up, all the distraction skills where you give like the threat state to an ally also now comes with a counter attack effect, which is kinda cool. Bayek Fire has now an armor break on his skill as well, and that makes him, I think, useful because he was regarded as the one assassin that can actually be used in RTA and somewhere else. Then we have the Cassandra's Fire, Wind and Dark, who actually with their Hero Strike now do 10% more damage. I know this doesn't sound like crazy, but this is their ignoring defense effect, and this should actually help a little bit out. A big one is Eivor Water, and Water actually now has her passive, and it says the required condition is mitigated, which actually means it's just easier to get the passive to take effect. You don't need to have these high stats anymore. Other than that, Eivor Fire and Light, their Harpoon Impalement, the second skill, now absorbs attack bar instead of just decreasing it. So that is pretty good for the Light, especially. The Fire still kinda meh, in my opinion. Next up we have Maya, the Dark Totemist, and all the Dark Totemist people are like, yay! Instead of 1 turn provoke, it's 2 turn provoke. It might seem like not a lot, but I think it's a good buff for her. The Dark Howl, to be honest, I don't know anyone who uses it. It's a good buff, but read it for yourself if you haven't used her. The Pure Vanilla Cookies, and to be honest, all these just get like a higher activation rate, a little bit more shield or less cooldown, so it's a buff, but it's nothing that is a big change. The Valkyries, Valkyria, Fire, Water and Light on their second skill now get an additional effect. Fire gets to remove a beneficial effect, Water actually freezes, which is pretty cool, and the Light one increases the chance of landing glancing hit for 2 turns, which fits her skill set, I'd say. Coolest one here in my opinion, Camilla. Then we have Dragonites, Water and Light. Water Chow now actually recovers a little bit of less HP, but he removes 2 harmful granted effects, which in my opinion is still a good buff. And the Light one increases the chancing of landing glancing hit for 1 turn when counterattacking. I don't know, man. It's whatever. It's whatever. Then we have a really good buff to the Occult Girl Light. She now does damage not just on her max HP, but also based on defense and max HP. And the defense buff comes before the attack, so pretty cool. Then a really cool change for the Fire Monkey King. Before his passive, he needs to get attacked to get his passive stacks up. Now he just needs to wait for the enemy turn to move once, and then it goes up by 1. So pretty cool buff. Yes! Yes! Christina! Yes! Christina is now an Oblivion unit. For the Mud Lane Knights, same thing as with the other cookies. They get a little bit more of their effect activation and stuff like this. Something, yes, but not too big of a thing. Samurais, and here we have one of the buffs that is like the most interesting in my opinion. Like they now gain instantly another turn as long as they activate the Sword of the Supreme Skywolf. It cannot be activated on counterattacks anymore, but you don't counter on Samurais anyway, so this is really cool and expect some testing. Also the Samurai Water and Wind get an additional effect here. The Water one now decreases the attack bar with 100% chance instead of just 50, and the Wind one steals all the beneficial effects from the enemy target. And lastly, we have some stat changes. The Eivor Light gets a little bit more HP, less attack, that's the only thing. Valkyria Dark gets a little bit less HP, but in turn of more attack. The Battle Angel's Fire awakens now into crit rate, amazing, and Wind awakens into speed. Also really good for her. Yeah, and in the end, the other assassins get leader skills. Okay. So yeah, that's the balance patch. That's all.